Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, it is my privilege to contribute to this discussion on Palestinian youth in East Jerusalem under occupation. I would like to thank the Committee on the Exercise of Inalienable Rights of the Palestinian People for organizing this conference, and the Organization of Islamic Cooperation for their support in this endeavor. I would also like to thank the organizers for their broader work mobilizing international support and furthering meaningful negotiations between Palestinians and Israelis. Solution-oriented dialogue is crucial to advance this issue. This discussion is dear to my heart for several reasons, one of which being the fact that the Middle East, and specifically the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, has been a pivotal item on the United Nations agenda since the organization's inception. Further, the theme of this discussion aligns with my belief in the necessity of centering youth in decision-making, conflict resolution, and peace building, which has been a pillar of my presidential agenda. Despite the length of time that the world and the United Nations have spent on this issue, it is said that little tangible progress has been made. The situation only seems to deteriorate with time, enabling the conflict's penetration into new generations' minds and lives. The proliferation of illegal settlements on Palestinian land is taking us further and further away from peace and reconciliation. Specifically, the situation in East Jerusalem actively contributes to emboldening tension and resentment, denying Palestinians the right to their land. It perpetuates the cycle of violence that has gone on for far too long. I have reiterated my position on this issue on numerous occasions. The only way forward lies in constructive negotiations between the relevant parties, particularly ensuring young people's involvement in the peace-building process. These efforts should be guided by international human rights law, international humanitarian law, and by the values of the United Nations Charter. A two-state solution as outlined in Resolution 181 remains, and I believe, the only premise for a just, lasting, and comprehensive conciliation between Israelis and Palestinians to bring peace, security, mutual recognition, and prosperity to all. Ladies and gentlemen, young people play a particularly critical role in our effort to broker peace in the region. This conflict has torn their families, friends, and communities apart and has utterly upended their right to a peaceful future built on solid foundations. Young people must be part of the solution. They need to not only be given a seat at the table, but to be centered as we look towards the future, their future. Offering them the opportunity to build and shape solutions to this issue is the only viable path towards sustainable peace and reconciliation. Youth are the ones mobilizing and revitalizing the global movement for Palestinian rights. Their tireless and peaceful endeavors cannot be ignored. My friends, the global community should always endeavor to come together to resolve international disputes in line with the founding vision of the United Nations. We must remember, youth are agents of change. Their inclusion in the peace and security agenda is key to sustainable peace building. It is your future at stake, your livelihoods, your security, your freedom. I encourage you to bring your ideas, your energy, and your creativity to the table to end this disastrous conflict that has endured for far, far too long. Let us work together to achieve what Palestinians have been justly demanding for so long: dignity, statehood, and respect. I thank you.